Hey yo, it's August the 17th, 2016. Anyways, let's dive into some of the details concerning a Seville K. Smith, if that's how you pronounce it. Alright, check him out. Seville K. Smith, if you don't recognize him, and you should recognize him because he's familiar, very familiar, Seville K. Smith really is literally a grown-up version of Riley from the Boondocks. He absolutely is. There's no doubt about that, right? So you can already kind of understand a lot about this person, simply from pictures and stuff. Right? And then when you hear the police reports and things like that, you begin to understand, well, this dude, he had a gun when he was shot. I mean, the thing is, if you have a gun, chances are you're going to get shot by the police. It's really just common sense. The reason is because you could turn your gun on them and start shooting them. They want to go home just like everybody else. So the police shot this dude down. Can't blame him for that. Right. At the same time, it was a black police officer. So, you know, if anybody had anything to say about race or anything like that, none of that makes sense. It was a black person who shot him. Alright. In a weird way, it's almost awkward that you bring up race, but here's the thing about it. When the riots broke out, as it turns out, white people were targeted for ass whoopings.
Black vote! Black vote! Black vote! Black vote! Black vote! It's a white person!
Is that a white person, they say, as someone's driving by?
Oh, yes! They white, get their ass!
They white, get they ass, the nigga said.
Oh, nigga! Hurry that bitch up! Hey, they beating up every white person! They jumping every white person! Man, no white person come down Sherman!
This doesn't make sense because what did they have to do with anything? At all. Nothing. There's random white people who, and all sort of people who got their property all messed up, just all sort of people, and they had nothing to do with anything, especially some guy getting shot down. He had a gun, he deserved to be shot. Right? Even his father came out and said, hey, listen, we're living stupid lives, and we're wasting them. We're wasting our lives.
We're falling for it. We got to wake up, young guys. Y'all got to wake up.
We're falling for it. You guys have got to wake up.
Y'all got to sit them drugs down, man. It's just them pistols down, get together, man.
Set the drugs down, set the pistols down, and we have to get together.
His father said that. Who knows just how much he got to hang around his father. It seems as though his father was a drug dealer. It probably still was up until the shooting death of his son, probably. Right? And then you might have noticed that the shooter's sister actually came out and she advocated for more riots, but however, riots in suburbs.
Burning down shit ain't gonna help nothing. Don't burning down shit we need in our community. Take that shit to the suburbs. Burn that shit down. We need our shit. We need our weed. I don't wear it, but we need it. Take that shit to the suburbs.
Tearing down and burning down people's houses who had nothing, absolutely nothing to do with the death of her brother. Blaming it on white folks, probably, all the time. I saw a video from the shooting victim's cousin. He was talking about, you know, poor black people ain't giving enough stuff all the time. They just ain't giving enough stuff, so this is what happens. This is what happens. And I saw him say it too. He said, man, when the police don't keep black people safe, these poor black people safe, when they don't keep them safe, well then, that forces the poor people to go and burn shit down and cause havoc.
To stop this chaos. It's not us. You taking a loved one from someone. This is what you get. You get a lot of people that's hurt, and they can't vent the right way. They can't no longer depend on what they say they're going to do. So this is what you get. And no, it's not going to end today. I can't tell you it's going to end tomorrow. I don't know when it's going to end. Y'all killing us. We can't make a change if y'all don't change.
No, there's no logic to it, what he said. However, here's the problem, and it always comes back to this, it seems. Narcissism is a big key aspect of all of this. Just to break it down simply, if you have, say, a group of people or an individual person, and nothing is inherently good about this person, the only way for that person to even try to blend into society, to even look like they even belong in society, is if they are constantly the victim. That's the only way to prove that they are good, because they do nothing good, they're up to no good. However, if they can prove that they are the victim of some sort of atrocity, well then that justifies why they are a bad person. Right? If that's making any sort of sense to you, that is their excuse for being an all-around piece of shit dirtbag who only cares about themselves. Right? Now this happens on lots of levels in society. But here's the thing, man, what people notice That's happening a lot in black communities. And I'm here to tell you, just like there's a lot of people here to tell you, I don't have anything to do with the color of people's skins and being discriminated on by the police. Now here, I'm quick to tell you, war on drugs doesn't make any damn sense at all. Never did. Never ever did. Unless you wanted to imprison a whole bunch of people and kill a bunch of people. That's true. The war on drugs exists for everybody. I mean, if you think for any kind of reason that I would get caught with any sort of drugs and not go anywhere but directly straight to jail, then you absolutely don't want to understand reality. Alright, so it absolutely applies to everybody who is poor. You know what I mean? The war on drugs is terrible. However, the fact is, y'all are trying to blame people for your problems. When I say y'all, I'm talking to Milwaukie right now, but I could be talking to anybody. Trying to blame people for your problems. Trying to be a victim. The reason is because there ain't nothing good about you. Alright? Your community, as a community, you slipped down a slippery slope a long, long time ago. And, you know, it was only a matter of time before everything good about you left y'all. And the reason is because God left y'all. Right? You left God. I mean, really, it's y'all's choice. Here's the thing about it. Everybody should already realize at this point that most of these communities are filled up with single mothers. And as a society, we've been taught to go ahead and worship single mothers at the same time. Man, single mothers is just a symbol. When you have a whole outstanding amount of single mothers in communities raising up children by themselves, that's no good. It's symbolic of absolute failure. Right? And we don't even get to see it around here, but you know, if there was a community that only had fathers, and there was no mothers around, that society would also be a failure, probably, somehow. Because you need both aspects to raise a child right. To raise a child in a way that they don't grow up to be a narcissist, that they don't grow up to blame every single other person for their problems. Instead, they figure out how to get out of their problems. Not only that, help other people out of their problems in their community. But we don't have that in these communities that are filled up with single mothers, and they have hatred in their hearts. Here's what I'm here to tell you. Now, if we get a little bit more complicated into the situation, the reason that they have hatred in their hearts is because they have demons. They've been affected by demons. Alright? And this has been the case, you know, ever since Adam and Eve. The serpent came in, whispered in her ear, said, hey man, you don't have to do things God's way. You can do things a different way. You can have whatever you want. Alright? Just listen to me. Don't you listen to that God over there, he created you. Listen to me, because I'm going to give you everything that you want. If you just live how I tell you. Now, there's women out there, the majority of women, in many of these cities, that are still listening to that serpent, that still have those demons. So they say, we don't need men. Alright, we'll take men. Let's give our vaginas up to anybody, everybody, all the time. Whoever will possibly get near our vaginas, let's give them all the vagina that we can. Alright, makes us feel loved and desired. However, once we get babies, we're going to go nuts. We're going to completely put the screws to whoever put a baby inside of us, and we're going to get his money. And we're going to take his money, and we're going to take whatever taxpayer money that we can get from the government. And then we're going to live like that. There's no way that we could possibly provide for these children because we left them without a father. But forget it, because we want what we want. We want to get any sort of dick all up inside of us all the time. And then as soon as we want to flip a switch. And we want to say, you get out of here. Government, give me money now. Right? It's an endless cycle. Meanwhile, all the money that the government can give you will never ever provide you with success, a feeling of success. You'll never ever get it. These single mothers will never ever feel successful. They'll always have a hole inside them. And ain't nothing they can do about it. The reason is because what they need is a righteous man in the home. That's the only way to feel successful. And you'll never get it. So you'll always be angry. There's certain mothers out there who'll be angry their whole lives, and they'll teach their children how to be angry, and they'll teach their children how to blame everybody else for their problems and not to look inside. You read the Bible, one time you understand that you have to look inside and change yourself to solve your problems. Right? You can't be looking out every other direction to see if you can solve your problems for you.
Y'all killing us. We can't make a change if y'all don't change.
You have to look inside. And ultimately, I know this has been a long video, but ultimately what I want to get down to, so if you want to cure from narcissism, maybe you're looking at yourself, maybe you can see that in yourself a little bit. Maybe you've been blaming people out there. Maybe you've been blaming your parents. Maybe you've been blaming this, that, and the other people for your problems. Saying, hey man, these people did me wrong. Therefore, I can be an asshole. I can go tear down shit. I can go scream in people's faces, and I can go burn down my own community, and I'm justified for some reason. Because all these people did me wrong. Maybe you've been acting like that, but guess what? You can turn that all around. You can turn that all around. You can take possession of your own destiny. You can say, hey, no, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. All right? And I'm going to love babies. And I'm going to do this. And I'm going to help people. And I'm going to make sure my community around me is better off with me in it. You can turn that around. No matter what bad thing might have happened to you in your past and stuff. But you know what? A lot of bad things have happened to a lot of people. All right? Get over it. It's called the Bible. You might have heard of a dude named Jesus, alright? A lot of bad things happened to him. A lot of bad things. He was absolutely perfect. But you don't go see him burning stuff down. You don't see him just threatening people for no reason for the color of their skin and stuff. Like, you don't see that. Why? Because he's the complete opposite of a narcissist. He will cure you of your narcissism. He'll cure you of any kind of diseases that you have. And he'll cure you of all your kind of mental diseases. Everybody runs around talking about, I got this and that and the other. Mental diseases. I hear it all the time. Oh, I got bipolar. Oh, I got ADHD. Oh, I got this and that and the other. Jesus Christ. Alright? That all being said, of course there's a civil war in America. Alright? There's been a civil war in America a long time. We've been in tribulation. Now, there's people who've already decided the last thing they'll ever have anything to do with is Jesus Christ and his teachings and reality. And they're going to do anything and everything to make it seem like they're justified in completely tearing down their own communities and just burning shit down all the time. And on the other side, you have Americans. And these people come in all sorts of shapes and colors and things like that. And they pretty much work all the time. And they raise babies. And they find success in their own hearts. You know what I'm saying? When they seek the guidance of the one and only God that has ever been, and He's made America great a long time ago. He'll make it great again. We just have to ask Him to make us great again as individuals. This is August 17th, 2016.
There's a black woman who was killed by cops, and this happened in Baltimore. And I have the soundbite on this. A black woman was killed by cops. I want to play it. We have the video of this woman, Korean Gaines, talking to her son. The policemen are at the door trying to get in. Here's this woman talking to her 5-year-old son.
What's happening right now? Who's outside? And what are they trying to do? Charger. What are they trying to do? Good.
She's sitting there with a gun and a lap.
Do you want to go out there?